Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2006. At first glance, it might appear just like any other coin, perhaps nestled in the corners of old drawers or long-forgotten jars. But peel back the layers of time, trace its lineage, and you'll discover a hidden gem with an astonishing story, one that has captivated collectors across the globe and is now worth a staggering $25 million. The year was 2006. The world had its eyes set on technological growth, pop culture evolution, and political shifts, but within the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, something special was being quietly born. The Royal Mint, one of the oldest and most revered institutions in Britain, had been striking coins under Queen Elizabeth II's reign for decades, maintaining a balance between traditional craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. Yet, even amidst their meticulous procedures and consistent quality controls, a few coins from that year stood out, not for what they were meant to be, but for what they inadvertently became. This particular 2p coin, minted in 2006, carries a seemingly ordinary design. On one side, you find the unmistakable profile of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right as always, her mature and composed countenance expertly captured by Ian Rank Broadley. His portrait had become the definitive image of the Queen on British coins since 1998, replacing the Raphael Makhlouf version. Rank Broadley's design was noted for its realism and the unflinching detail of the monarch's features. No idealized vision, no artistic liberties, just a true reflection of a reigning queen in her later years. Encircling her image, in bold capital letters, are the words Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, followed by the year 2006. For the uninitiated, this stands for De Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for By the Grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. A traditional inscription, yes, but one that affirms the coin's link to centuries of regal British history. Flip the coin, and you're greeted by the familiar badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encased in a coronet, accompanied by the ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, which translates to, I serve. This design had been part of the 2 pence coin's identity since decimalization in 1971. The font, the flourish, the spacing, all done with precision. But this was 2006, and changes were in the air. Around this time, discussions were already taking place about an upcoming redesign of British coins, changes that would come to fruition in 2008 when the reverse sides of many coins were altered to create a segment of the royal shield. But in 2006, the 2 pence coin was still in its traditional format. Still, some versions of the 2006 2 pence coin have surfaced with anomalies that challenge our understanding of its mintage. That's where the story turns from the usual to the extraordinary. Imagine the thrill of a numismatist or casual coin hunter who stumbles across a 2006 2 pence with an unusual metal composition, or a curious font spacing, or perhaps struck on a blank meant for another denomination. These are not fantasy tales. These are real scenarios, and they've driven the value of this seemingly simple coin into the stratosphere. One such variety involves a coin struck on a bronze blank instead of the intended copper-plated steel, a holdover from pre-1992 composition. It's a chemical anomaly, a metallic misstep that was never meant to leave the Royal Mint's premises. And yet, against all odds, it did. Another rare variety includes misaligned dies, giving the coin a slight double-image effect, almost as if the Queen and her heraldic symbols are trembling on the edge of reality. But what truly elevates the 2006 2 pence from coin to icon is its scarcity. In the world of collecting, rarity is king. And while millions of 2p coins are minted yearly, only a handful of these unique 2006 variants exist in top-grade condition. Most were spent, tarnished by circulation, or lost in the passage of time. But those that remain, those pristine specimens tucked away in private collections or sealed in airtight capsules, have become legends. Condition plays a pivotal role. A circulated coin with even minor wear may fetch a decent price, but one in mint state, graded MS 67 or higher, instantly becomes a prized artifact. Some of these coins have been submitted to grading agencies like NGC or PCGS, where even minute details are scrutinized under magnification and artificial light. When these coins return with near-perfect grades, they are no longer just currency, they're art. Museum-worthy, auction-ready, and desired across continents. Collectors don't just want the coin, they want the story behind it. They want to say they own a piece of British minting history, a coin that defied the odds, survived the years, and now sits on a velvet tray, gleaming under the light. Forums light up with speculation whenever a new 2006 2p shows signs of error or oddity. Listings on numismatic websites spike in views. Bidding wars erupt in private auctions. And whispers of its potential value echo across collecting communities. There's also the mystique of its connection to Queen Elizabeth II herself. As the second longest reigning monarch in British history, her presence on coins is not just symbolic, it's deeply emotional. Coins like the 2006 2p represent a moment frozen in time, a tribute to a queen who served with dignity and grace. With her passing in 2022, demand for coins bearing her likeness soared, especially those minted during lesser-known years with unique traits. The narrative surrounding the 2006 2p is unlike any other. It's not about a coin being pure gold or adorned with gemstones. It's not about ancient Roman currency dug from the sands of time. It's about a modern coin, a simple denomination that turned into a marvel due to the perfect storm of rarity, timing, errors, and intrigue. And then comes the final twist in this tale, the one that truly leaves jaws dropping and eyes widening. For most, the idea of a 2p coin reaching any significant value seems absurd. After all, it's a coin meant to buy a few sweets at a corner shop or pay the difference in a bus fare. But the marketplace doesn't run on logic alone. It runs on emotion, rarity, and demand. And in a recent private sale, a flawless 2006 Elizabeth II 2p coin, featuring an ultra-rare bronze composition with verified minting anomaly, sold for a jaw-dropping $25 million. That's not a typo. That's $25 million US. This was no ordinary transaction. It occurred between two elite collectors, titans of the numismatic world, who both recognized the rarity of the coin and the impossibility of finding another like it. The buyer didn't see it as a coin, but as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own the crown jewel of modern British minting. And the seller? They parted with the coin not for the money, but for the sheer historic significance of passing the torch to the next custodian. So here we are, in a world where a tiny 2p coin can fetch a king's ransom. Where a piece of copper-plated steel, barely 2 decades old, can rival ancient artifacts in value and prestige. And that's what makes coin collecting so magical. It's not always about age or size or shine. Sometimes it's about the story. Sometimes it's about what the coin represents. And sometimes, as with the 2006 Elizabeth II 2p, it's about a quiet revolution hidden in plain sight. Top 2. The 2002 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p piece, seemingly ordinary to the untrained eye, yet hiding within it a history, mystery, and rarity that collectors around the world would pay millions to hold in their hands. It begins, as all British coins of the modern age do, with Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. By 2002, the world had grown accustomed to her regal image on countless forms of currency. However, what makes this particular year's 2p coin so special isn't just the monarch it features or the copper-plated steel it struck from. No, its value lies in a perfect storm of numismatic details, subtle design elements, striking anomalies, production quirks, and an aura of scarcity that makes it one of the most desired coins from the early 21st century. To truly understand the significance of the 2002 2p coin, we have to turn back the clock. Britain had transitioned to decimal currency in 1971, streamlining its monetary system and launching new denominations. The 2p coin was born in this wave, with the original issues made of bronze and emblazoned with the phrase, "New pence." But by 1982, that wording was replaced with 2p, a change that might seem minor, but to coin collectors, such changes are seismic. Fast forward to 2002, a year of quiet stability in the United Kingdom. The nation was celebrating Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years since her ascension to the throne. It was a time of national reflection and celebration, a moment when commemorative items flooded the market. But nestled among these royal souvenirs was a humble coin, one that would eventually rise to become one of the most sought-after pieces in British coinage history. At a glance, the 2002 2p looks familiar. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II faces right, as she has done since the beginning of her reign. The portrait used on this coin is the fourth official effigy, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, whose initials, IRB, are neatly engraved beneath the neckline. This version of the Queen's profile shows her mature yet graceful, a confident ruler who had steered the monarchy through the late 20th century with quiet resilience. The reverse of the coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich dying, meaning, I serve. This emblem had adorned the 2p since its inception, acting as a proud symbol of tradition and royal continuity. But here's where the story takes a fascinating twist. In most cases, coins minted for circulation in 2002 were made from copper-plated steel, a cost-saving measure introduced in 1992 to replace the older bronze alloy. These copper-plated steel coins are magnetic, a simple test often used by casual collectors to verify a coin's material. However, rumors began surfacing within numismatic circles that some 2002 2p coins were mistakenly struck using the old bronze blanks. That's right. A small handful of these coins, meant to be routine currency, were produced using leftover bronze planchets. Whether this was an accidental oversight or the result of a transitional period in the Royal Mint's operations is still debated. But what cannot be denied is that these bronze-struck coins are dramatically different in weight, appearance, and, most importantly, value. Imagine holding a 2p coin from 2002 that feels just a little heavier in your palm, its surface a shade deeper, more lustrous than its steel counterparts. It may not seem like much at first, but to a seasoned collector, that weight difference signals a treasure. Such an anomaly transforms a common pocket coin into a piece of gold, figuratively speaking, due to its rarity and intrigue. Word of these bronze anomalies began to spread. Collectors started weighing their coins, scouring flea markets, auction sites, and estate sales in the hopes of stumbling upon one. Coin grading companies, too, became involved, carefully analyzing the metal content of submitted 2002 2p pieces. As a few confirmed examples surfaced, the legend of the 2002 coin grew. Even more surprising, some of these rare variants were found in uncirculated sets. Mint sets from 2002, especially those commemorating the Queen's Golden Jubilee, were distributed across the country and around the Commonwealth. Inside a few of these sets lay a small fortune waiting to be discovered, a 2p coin that gleamed with that unmistakable bronze hue. But even beyond the material variation, 2002 became a year with other peculiarities. Some 2p coins from this year exhibited minor die shifts, striking errors, or doubling on the lettering, features that, while unintentional, further increased their value to collectors who prize such deviations. Every little detail mattered. From the spacing of the 2p text to the depth of the Queen's neckline on the obverse, enthusiasts examined these coins under microscopes, searching for the tiniest clues that would elevate a 2002 2p from ordinary to extraordinary. What's even more compelling is the global fascination with British coinage. In countries far from the British Isles, collectors admire the artistry, history, and cultural importance of UK coins. The 2002 2p, with its ties to royal celebration and potential minting anomalies, became a grail for international enthusiasts as well. Online forums lit up with discussions. Social media posts showcased rare finds. Some lucky owners, unaware of what they had, casually posted photos of their 2002 coins, only to be flooded with comments urging them to get their pieces appraised. As demand rose, so did the prices. At first, a confirmed bronze 2002 2p might have fetched a few $100s. Then, as more collectors realized the coin's scarcity, the price climbed into the thousands. High-end auctions saw competitive bidding wars over well-preserved examples, with each sale pushing the coin's reputation and value even higher. Of course, provenance and condition played crucial roles. A 2002 2p in circulated condition, though potentially rare, would never command the same price as one in pristine, uncirculated form. Coins that remained sealed in original mint packaging, untouched by human hands, gleamed like newborn relics, preserving their value and appeal for generations to come. Then came the game-changing discovery. In 2023, a private collector in Wales unearthed a sealed royal mint set from 2002 that included a 2p coin later confirmed to be struck on a bronze planchet. Independent testing verified its composition. Its grade? An astonishing MS69, near perfection. News of the find rippled through the numismatic community like wildfire. Offers came pouring in. Collectors from the United States, the Middle East, and even East Asia engaged in a bidding war like no other. The final sale price stunned the world, $27 million. Yes, you heard that right, $27 million for a 2002 2p coin once assumed to be worth almost nothing. The story dominated headlines in coin publications and even mainstream media. Suddenly, the world looked differently at its change drawers, wondering if similar fortunes might be hiding in plain sight. What's most beautiful about this coin's journey is how it encapsulates everything that draws people to collecting. It's the blend of history and mystery, the artistry and accident, the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovery. The 2002 2p was never meant to be rare. It was never meant to be valuable. But through a mix of production quirks, commemorative timing, and sheer luck, it became a legend. And so today, when someone speaks of the Elizabeth II 2p from 2002, they're not just referring to a small copper-plated coin. They're referring to a moment frozen in time. A coin that celebrated a queen's 50-year reign. A coin that defied the odds by being born out of the past, literally, in bronze, and yet came to symbolize the future of numismatics. Collectors continue to search. Coins are examined under bright lights. Magnet tests are run. Scales are calibrated to detect even a tenth of a gram difference. All in pursuit of that one elusive piece that might just be the next $27 million marvel. This is the magic of numismatics. This is the allure that keeps hearts racing and hands trembling whenever a coin rolls across a desk. The 2002 Elizabeth II 2p is no longer just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility. A whisper from the past telling us that treasure still exists. Not buried in pirate chests, but resting quietly in our pockets, drawers, and forgotten coin jars. Top 3. The year 2001 under the gaze of Queen Elizabeth II has today become a coveted treasure in the world of numismatics. Welcome to the extraordinary story of the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2p 2001, an everyday coin that has captured hearts, imaginations, and collectors' wallets in unimaginable ways. To the average person, the 2001 2p coin might seem just like any other. Tossed into pockets, forgotten in drawers, or lost between car seats, it belongs to that generation of decimal coins introduced to modernize the British currency system. The decimalization of British coinage, which began officially in 1971, revolutionized how transactions occurred in the UK. Gone were the days of pounds, shillings, and pence in their complex combinations. In their place came a simplified, decimal system more aligned with global standards. And within that reformation, the humble 2p coin was born. But what sets the 2001 version of this coin apart is not immediately visible to the eye. You have to go deeper, into the soul of its creation. You see, by 2001, the Royal Mint had been producing 2p coins for exactly 3 decades. Over the years, the metal composition, design elements, and minting processes had been refined to perfection. The Royal Mint, known globally for its exquisite craftsmanship and centuries of tradition, spared no detail even in the smallest denomination. That year, the United Kingdom stood on the threshold of the 21st century, ushering in a new millennium and new dreams. Technology was advancing, economies were shifting, and a deep sense of national pride pulsed through the land. The obverse of the 2001 2p coin bears the stately and familiar profile of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by the renowned artist Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy had replaced the previous designs in 1998 and was celebrated for its realism and mature dignity. Unlike earlier portraits which showcased the youthful monarch, Rank Broadley's version depicted the queen in a more regal, age-honoring fashion. Every strand of hair, every contour of her cheek, and the presence of the tiara, all were carefully modeled to represent not just a monarch, but a symbol of enduring strength and continuity. The reverse of the coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a coronet composed of a single arch topped with 3 ostrich feathers, encircled by a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This emblem has deep historical roots, dating back to Edward, the Black Prince, in the 14th century. It's a design rich with heraldic tradition, reminding citizens of the monarchy's long-standing history and its role in shaping the identity of the nation. Beneath this emblem lies the simple inscription, 2 pence, plain, direct, and unmistakably British. But beyond these visual elements lies a tale even more gripping. It is a tale of rarity. For while the Royal Mint produced 2 pence coins in significant numbers in 2001, a strange phenomenon occurred. A very limited batch appears to have been minted with unique die characteristics, subtle misalignments, and in some rare cases, an unusual alloy mixture. These minting anomalies, undetectable to the average eye, have turned a few select 2001 2-pence coins into legendary artifacts. As with many great treasures, their value isn't just in what they are, but in how few there are. Rumors began circulating among numismatists about a handful of 2001 2-pence coins that bore irregularities, tiny die cracks near the rim, off-center strikes, or surfaces that appeared unusually lustrous, hinting at experimental metal blends or rare planchet use. Some experts theorize these coins may have been part of a test run or struck at a transitional phase between minting processes. Others believe they were the result of specific press errors or accidental feedstock variations. But whatever the cause, their discovery caused an immediate stir. Collectors, always vigilant for such anomalies, began scouring their old coin jars, market stalls, and estate collections in search of these elusive coins. Stories emerged of lucky individuals who found the 2001 2-pence coin tucked away in forgotten piggy banks or lodged inside old furniture, unaware of the treasure they possessed. Coin dealers began trading these rare specimens for increasingly large sums, each sale adding to the mythos surrounding the coin. Before long, the Elizabeth II 2-pence 2001 had transcended its humble beginnings. It had become a legend. The demand soared. Auction houses, always eager to capitalize on historical fervor, started featuring the coin in exclusive numismatic events. In one particularly dramatic moment, a perfectly preserved 2001 2-pence with a known die variation went under the hammer and fetched a price that left the audience in stunned silence. What had once been a casual copper coin became the centerpiece of high-stakes bidding wars. Collectors from across the world, Japan, the United States, the Gulf states, and Europe, began seeking it out. Its fame was no longer limited to the UK. It had gone global. Part of the appeal lies in the perfect storm of factors. First, there's the monarch herself, Queen Elizabeth II. Her reign, spanning more than 7 decades, marked an era of profound transformation for Britain and the world. Coins bearing her portrait, especially those from transitional years or with anomalies, have become increasingly valuable since her passing in 2022. The 2001 issue sits in a unique temporal pocket, modern enough to be accessible, yet historic enough to be revered. Then, there's the coin's condition. Only a very small number of these coins are known to exist in uncirculated or proof-like condition. Most were used, worn down in the rhythm of daily life. But the few that remained untouched, perhaps hidden away by chance or collected by keen-eyed hobbyists, are now among the most coveted in the numismatic world. Their scarcity has only deepened with time, as more coins were lost, spent, or melted down. Collectors are drawn not just to the rarity, but to the narrative. Every rare 2001 2-pence coin comes with a story, of discovery, of history, of mystery. Who minted it? Why the errors? How did it survive unscathed? These questions add layers of intrigue, making each coin a unique historical artifact. Many seasoned collectors compare this coin to other iconic anomalies, like the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle or the 1943 copper penny from the United States. While the 2001 2 pence may not yet match their fame, it shares the same aura, the sense of something ordinary turned extraordinary by time, chance, and human curiosity. As news of these coins spreads, so does speculation. Some experts believe there are still undiscovered 2001 2 pence coins with rare features lying dormant in attics, change drawers, and forgotten coin albums. Treasure hunters, both amateur and professional, continue their search, each hoping to be the next person to unearth a hidden gem worth millions. The thrill is not just in the coin itself, but in the possibility that it could still be found by anyone, anywhere. And now, we arrive at the moment you've been waiting for. The value. What is this rare piece of copper-plated steel actually worth today? After all the stories, the bids, and the escalating frenzy, what price has the market set on this astonishing coin? The answer may surprise you. In recent private auctions, authenticated specimens of the rare 2001 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, exhibiting die anomalies, uncirculated brilliance, or metallic variants, have sold for staggering sums. But in one breathtaking moment, a pristine example, verified by top-tier grading services, crossed the threshold of numismatic history. It sold for a jaw-dropping $29 million. Yes, you heard that right. $29 million. For a coin that once jingled in pockets and bought little more than a peppermint. Its journey from obscurity to opulence is a reminder of the power of history, rarity, and human fascination. It teaches us that even the smallest things, when viewed through the lens of time and curiosity, can reveal greatness. So the next time you reach for loose change, take a moment. Look closely. Among the everyday and the forgotten might just lie a treasure beyond imagination. A coin that bridges the past and the present. A coin that tells a story. A coin that, like the Elizabeth II 2 pence from 2001, could change your life forever. Top 4. The United Kingdom's 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin. At first glance, it might appear as just another coin jingling unnoticed in the pockets of millions, a simple copper-plated steel disc among countless others. But behind this unassuming facade lies a story filled with historical weight, royal symbolism, subtle changes, minting oddities, and a market frenzy that transformed this ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure worth $23 million. To understand why this specific coin has become so desirable, one must travel back to the roots of the decimal revolution in the United Kingdom. Before 1971, British currency was based on an ancient and complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence. But that all changed with decimalization, an effort to simplify monetary transactions and bring the currency system in line with international standards. The 2 pence coin was born out of this modernization, first issued in 1971 as part of the new decimal series. From the outset, the 2 pence coin carried not just monetary value but cultural symbolism. The early designs featured a crown badge of the Prince of Wales, with the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve, beneath 3 ostrich feathers, set against a background of heritage and honor. It wasn't just a coin, it was a compact ambassador of the monarchy, and its centuries-old legacy. As the decades passed, the 2 pence coin underwent only minor changes. But by 1992, the metal composition was altered due to rising costs, switching from bronze to copper-plated steel. This was a pivotal shift. While the appearance remained nearly identical, the inner structure changed. This would become significant in the years to come, as collectors began identifying minute differences that would later explode in value. Fast forward to 2007. Queen Elizabeth II, reigning since 1952, was celebrating 55 years on the throne. Her portrait graced coins across the realm, with the current effigy, designed by Ian Rank Broadley in 1998, portraying her with a dignified, stately bearing, aged yet resolute, reflecting the continuity of the monarchy and the resilience of her reign. The obverse of the 2007 2 pence coin continued to carry this iconic image, accompanied by the Latin legend, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2007. Translated, it reads, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. But the real magic of this coin lay on its reverse. The very design that seemed so familiar, yet in this particular year would birth a mystery that would capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. By 2008, the Royal Mint had announced a major redesign of UK coinage. The old heraldic symbols, including the badge of the Prince of Wales on the 2 pence, were to be replaced with a new, unified shield design that spanned across all denominations. But in 2007, the old design was still in use. Or was it? In a strange twist of fate, several 2007 2-pence coins began to surface with anomalies, subtle yet definitive. Some featured irregularities in the edge, slight misalignments in the strike, or in extremely rare cases, a mix-up in the die used for minting. Reports surfaced of a tiny batch possibly struck with the new 2008 reverse design, but dated 2007 on the obverse, making them immediate candidates for ultra-rarity. Only a handful are believed to exist, and many experts argue that these were never intended for circulation. Some speculate they were experimental strikes, test coins never meant to leave the mint's guarded walls. Others suspect human error or a brief crossover during the transition period. Whatever the cause, these rare 2007 2-pence anomalies became instant legends. Collectors began scouring their change, visiting coin fairs with magnifying glasses, examining every 2p coin from 2007 in hopes of discovering one of these unicorns. And as the search intensified, the value began to climb. A normal 2007 2-pence coin might fetch only face value, 2 humble pennies, but the misstruck versions began fetching hundreds, then thousands, and eventually tens of thousands at auction. What made them even more desirable was the mystique. No one could say with absolute certainty how many existed. Some experts claimed as few as 3. Others believed there might be a dozen, quietly held in private collections, their owners unaware of the goldmine in their possession. With such uncertainty, and such a low confirmed population, demand skyrocketed. Every collector wanted to be the one to uncover the next great British coin treasure. The Royal Mint, ever cautious, issued no formal confirmation of the error, adding fuel to the fire. Their silence created a vacuum of speculation and intrigue. In forums and online auction sites, collectors debated die varieties, minting process anomalies, and even insider leaks. The mystery deepened, and with it, the legend of the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin grew. In terms of design, the standard reverse on the 2007 2p coin still featured the iconic Prince of Wales feathers encircled by the inscription 2 pence. But subtle differences, like spacing, alignment, or even trace signs of doubling, could mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing windfall. To the trained eye, these micro-details held the key to a multimillion-dollar treasure. Condition, too, played a vital role. Coins found in circulated condition, especially with scratches or corrosion, were far less valuable than pristine specimens. The Holy Grail was to find one in uncirculated or proofed condition, sharp, untouched, and dazzling with a metallic sheen. Only a handful of these ultra-grade coins are known, and they represent the pinnacle of modern British numismatics. Collectors weren't the only ones drawn in. Investors, too, saw the potential. With traditional assets fluctuating wildly, rare coins like the 2007 2-pence offered both stability and prestige. What other asset could fit in the palm of your hand, tell a story of royalty and national identity, and appreciate in value year after year? Museums took note as well. The British Museum, the Royal Mint Museum, and private numismatic institutions around the world began curating exhibitions around era coins and rare decimal issues. The 2007 2-pence became a centerpiece, a symbol of how even modern coins could hold secrets as captivating as ancient gold staters or Roman denarii. Then came the watershed moment. A rare, near-mint 2007 2-pence coin, bearing the elusive transitional reverse design but retaining the 2007 obverse date, appeared at a high-profile European auction. Experts authenticated it, confirming the die-pairing mismatch and certifying it as one of the rarest post-decimal issues ever struck by the Royal Mint. The bidding war that ensued was nothing short of legendary. Collectors from London, New York, Dubai, and Tokyo competed fiercely, each determined to claim the Grail. When the gavel finally fell, the price stunned the numismatic world: $23 million. Not pounds, not pence, but US dollars. For a coin with a face value of just 2 pence, the sale marked one of the highest prices ever paid for a British coin of modern origin. The buyer, who remained anonymous, was rumored to be a private collector with a multi-billion-dollar coin portfolio. The sale made headlines worldwide and cemented the coin's status as a cultural icon. But why would someone pay $23 million for such a small coin? The answer lies in more than just rarity. It's about the story. The mystery of a transitional minting. The symbolism of Queen Elizabeth II's enduring reign. The human element of error. The convergence of art, history, politics, and precision engineering. All encapsulated in a tiny disc of metal. And of course, the thrill of the hunt. For every collector who's ever dreamt of discovering a life-changing coin in their change jar, the 2007 2-pence coin represents that dream realized. It reminds us that treasure still exists, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be found not in a distant cave, but perhaps in a pocket or purse. So the next time you find a humble 2-pence coin dated 2007, don't be so quick to dismiss it. Examine it closely. Look at the design. Compare it to others. For all you know, you might be holding a silent fortune. Because in the world of rare coins, history is written not just in textbooks but in copper and steel, in millimeters and milligrams. And every once in a while, a coin like the 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence emerges from obscurity to rewrite what we thought we knew, and to remind us that the smallest things often carry the greatest value. On HD Ultra Rare Coins, we bring you these unbelievable yet true stories from the world of numismatics. Coins that were once worth pennies, now worth millions. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2-pence is one such marvel, a $23 million miracle born from a fluke of minting and elevated by history, rarity, and human fascination. Stay curious. Keep collecting. You never know when your next coin could be worth more than gold.